Uh, Welcome to an Orange Talk, a player segment of the official Dynamo Theory Podcast. We're joined by a very special guest, one of the young guns of Houston Dynamo, homegrown Marcelo Palomino. Marcelo, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Rudy. Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure to be here.
We know there's a new era in Houston, and most of the Dynamo fans feel that Marcelo Palomino, can become a vital part of it. But before touching on the future with Houston, I kind of want to start with your time in Charlotte. Marcelo, last year was a tough season, right, for the Dynamo, ending dead last in the Western Conference, 2 years straight. However, you had a great season, USL championship with Charlotte Independence. Y'all made it all the way to the conference semifinals, which was, I think a high for the club, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty amazing. But can you tell us a little bit about your time, being loaned out to Charlotte Independence?
Yeah, so I'm very grateful that it happened. Overall, it was a really good experience. I think I learned a lot and I grew a lot as a player and as a person. My first time kind of really being on my own for most of the time and finding a way to thrive in a new environment. I think I did that. And yeah, it was a historic season for the club. It was the furthest that the club has been through the playoffs, and it was unfortunate that we didn't go any further. I think we had the team and the opportunity to do it, but it's just the way things played out. And I'm very grateful to be to have been a part of that team in that season.
Yeah, and so obviously you spend time with a lot of talented players in Charlotte or in Independence, such as former English Premier League winner Christian Fuchs. And what did you feel you gained out of being around those like high caliber players like him?
Yeah, there was a couple actually, and Christian in particular. Like you said, Premier League winner. It's not every day you get to play with guys like that have that kind of resume. And I think just learning and kind of watching them how they go about their business and how what it takes to get to that next level, and the manners and the I guess just the way they are, that next level. So
I
I think I
guess
learned a lot, just kind of the way he went about things and the way his professionalism. I learned a lot from that.
And I guess a follow up question to that, is it easy to tell, obviously you being in the professional spectrum, easy to tell when a good player and I guess a normal player, is there a way to kind of tell apart their tendencies?
Absolutely. I think if we're talking about off the field, you see how dedicated a player can be, how serious he is about, his craft and how much he wants to improve. And then I think on the field, similarly, how hard they work, just by little plays and little things, little movements, you can already tell, this guy's been places or this guy's gonna go places.
I got you. And so obviously Charlotte FC will have its inaugural season on 2022. Um, they'll come and they'll play here, so you'll be able to see a few of those teammates for July weekend. But being there yourself the season before, right? The MLS team gets started. How's the city embracing Charlotte FC? Are they excited? I know overall Charlotte is more like a NASCAR town. I think a lot of people don't really realize. I've been to Charlotte myself, and there's a bunch of tracks everywhere. But how is the city, embracing Charlotte FC?
Yeah, I think they're doing a good job of promoting the team, and I think the city is really buzzing to have that team coming in. I think credit to the Charlotte Independents for kind of, I guess, sparking that flame of kind of like getting the people even a little more excited that the MLS team is coming, and I think they're doing a really good job of promoting it and kind of hyping it up.
All right. So, well, I'm Christian, by the way. So nice to meet you. Thank you again for jumping on. So right now, we wanted to pivot, into the more Houston Dynamo era, that's kind of happening now. But before we get into like what's going on in the present, we want to kind of to jump back a little bit and just to see if you can talk a little bit about, whenever you're like 18 years old and you made, your trip to Europe, and how did did that, experience was over there, trying out in the big teams over there, high caliber names, clubs that have been historically there for, years and years. How that experience over there for you?
Yeah, similarly to the Charlotte experience, I learned just how to thrive in a new environment, and I learned, I learned a lot actually. I gained, some different experiences, learned about different cultures, and then on the field, you saw just the difference in level. I was coming from playing in the academy here, and going on trial, overseas to those big clubs is similar to, going to a national team camp. So, I mean, I think it helped a lot, and for, one reason or another, it didn't work out, but, I'm glad that I'm here now, and that, I wouldn't change a thing about it.
And talking about that, basically, you ended up playing here in Houston, right before you went to Charlotte. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience of like becoming like a true, I guess we can say like a true professional, playing in a Division I team for the first time? How was that experience going in?
Yeah, you talking about the Dynamo?
The Dynamo.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was special. I had my debut, and that's what that jersey is right there, actually. And it's a very special moment in my life, and it was a dream come true. And getting that taste and getting that experience helped me. And then, the next game and the practices after that, where I went in with the new mindset, like, okay, I already stepped on the field. I can do this. It's, it started to become more real and kind of easier to imagine, I guess, or easier to really grasp, I guess, the opportunity. And I think, even though I only played 3 games, there's a few minutes each, but it also helped me going into that Charlotte season where, I could, talk to myself and tell myself, okay, you already did this, you did it at first division, you can do it here. And I think it helped me succeed last season.
And now you're back. So, with Pat coming in, we got Paulo now coming in, and, you're around town. So have you had any chats? I don't know if you can share any information like that, but, have you talked to them? Have you got to meet them, kind of see what the expectations are for this new season now that, you are back. And honestly, as fans, we are expecting, no pressure, right? But we're expecting a lot from Marcelo Palomino. We are expecting him to basically blow. Well, I'm talking in third person to you, but we're expecting you to blow up, basically. No pressure. We've seen the type of talent that you have. But were you able to talk to them and kind of like think about the future of like next season?
Yeah, I spoke with Pat just a few days after I got back. It was just kind of more along the lines of, I was in the stage of my contract, I guess you could say, where, I was picking up my option or not. And so that's really what it was about. And getting to know Pat really was the main thing, just kind of getting to know each other. And Paulo, he just got here. I got to shake his hand. He was a little busy, so I met him and kind of introduced myself. But that was really it. It was mostly just to kind of get to know Pat when I sat down and had the meeting with him and Nick. And your other question, so yeah, I'm right there with you guys. I'm expecting a blow up season for me too. So I'm right there with you guys, and I appreciate that. Y'all kind of give me that pressure. It's a little, it's fuel to the fire for me. So.
Yeah, it's a healthy one. We don't want to, we don't want to poke you out, and just kind of deflate you or anything. Right. But also, I think that we want to talk about, since you were one of those guys that, basically did your whole, career with the Dynamo, coming in as a young kid and, scaling your way up to the top and, where you are today. We just want to talk about, this Houston Dynamo 2, this new, MLX Next Pro. In your perspective, in your eyes, how do you see that? And obviously everybody has been saying, it's a great thing that the Dynamo is going to have like basically like a reserve team here at, in town. But how do you see, looking back at the younger guy? I mean, you're pretty young, but at the younger guys, what do you think about that?
Absolutely. It's a great thing. I would have loved to have had it when, I was a little younger. now that I say I'm getting older, but I'm only 20. But I see it as now that I'm getting a little older, my my main goal is to be a consistent starter and player for the first team. So that's kind of the way I see it. But even if I'm not getting minutes with the first team, I think it's great to have that. Maybe I can go down and get minutes there. And it's something that I didn't have my first year that would have helped a lot, where I didn't play with the first team much. And definitely even when I was younger, and being able to play against more experienced guys and getting a taste of that next level as a younger player, I think would have been great. And I think it's a really, really good thing to have for the guys that U16s, U18s, those kind of guys that are ready to push it to the next level, but maybe not to the first team yet. I think it's a really good thing to have.
And then let me ask you this: have you seen, or do you know any guys that we should probably look out for? Maybe you don't have to say names, but have you seen any talent out there?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first two that come to my head are obviously Danny and Juan. They're two really young guys, and I see a lot of what I saw myself just like 2-3 years ago. They're not that much younger, but and they don't act that much younger, that's for sure. But I think that there are two names that we should keep an eye on. And from the academy, I don't know too much about them. I haven't spent too much time with them, to be fair.
And last question from me. So we still haven't seen. Well, we saw some bangers from you at Charlotte, but we still haven't seen any goals for the Dynamo. But I have a suggestion, and I'm pretty sure the guys will agree. We want a special celebration. We asked Fafa to throw up the age. He did it. We for this new season, we asked Fafa to do a little salsa dancing. We saw that little video that he did on Instagram. But for you, me personally, I thought of a very special one. I was thinking, you can score, run to the corner flag, like everybody usually does, and then just act like you're falling out of a chair. How about
that? maybe not on my first goal, because
that's a special one. Maybe goal, second or third.
Yeah. Hopefully I can score a couple and we have a deal.
Bet. All right.
I'll definitely be throwing up some H's though. That's just personal for me.
That's what's up. All right. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
And then we got Rodrigo here.
Yes, I'm Rodrigo. Nice to meet you, Marcelo. Nice to have you here with us. So now for the real questions. These guys are over here throwing you all the facts and stuff going on, but I'm a gamer. I've heard that you're a gamer. We saw you in that Dynamo Dash and some supporters tournament, FIFA tournament by Omen, and you took that home with you. So yeah, tell us a little bit about that. That experience. What's that level playing against you on FIFA?
Yeah, I guess the gaming background kind of comes from I'm the youngest of 7, and all of them, gamed a lot, and started with for me, it was just with the PlayStation 1. I don't go way back and Nintendo and all that, but for me, it was with the PlayStation 1, and growing up with a lot of brothers and stuff that play is really competitive. And so just trying to be better than them and beat them at everything. And so I think that's where, I kind of started. And then just recently, up until, I guess, 3 years ago or so, I kind of started to get a little more serious. And to be honest, it actually kind of got a little addicting. So I had to step away a little bit. But no, it's fun. It's a nice little hobby to do outside of soccer, and I play with Memo a lot, who I'm sure you guys know is also a gamer. And I used to play FIFA a lot. And so I felt bad for the people I had to face, but tournament, but yeah.
Hey man, if you got to talk some smack, you got to talk some smack on FIFA, we know how it is.
You just got to back it up. I did.
Yeah.
So.
And with that, do you play any Ultimate Team? Obviously a professional player. You have your own card, your own stats, everything. How are you feeling about that? Is there room for improvement, I would say, coming up?
Absolutely. The card's kind of bad, but it's understandable. I'm not going to complain. I think just being on the game is the first step, and it's pretty cool. So I'm not too worried about it. I like video games a lot, but I'm not gonna trip over my rating or anything. So yeah, there's that. I used to play Ultimate Team a lot. I don't play too much anymore, but yeah.
No, that's great, and I think I saw that you play Call of Duty as well. So it kind of makes sense. Most professional soccer players or athletes, they try to get away from their own sport just to kind of get out of that zone, just to focus and I guess regroup yourself, in that mentality.
Right.
And so you've been wearing the number 6 jersey. Is that going to be changing soon? I think that's.
Yeah. I mean, I was originally 14, and then while I was on loan, Joe Corona, he wanted the 14. It was a number he used in the past, and I was cool with it. And he's an older guy. I'm not gonna really say no to him unless the number was really, something special to me. But
tell him that you'll play him on FIFA for it. That's what you should have done.
And then he had number 6, and some of my favorite players have worn that number, and so I don't mind the number.
Rudy, you're a little bit nicer. I was gonna say we can box him for you, but I guess FIFA would probably be better.
No.
Well, and I wanted to add a little bit to Rodrigo's question, regarding your quote unquote overall in FIFA. As an athlete, as a young, soccer player yourself, a 20-year-old that grew up probably playing FIFA, often. Do you take offense? I know you said you don't, but do you take offense? Like, did you use it for motivation per se? Somebody that obviously plays the game.
That's not really. I would say it is a little bit where I'm kind of like, man, 60, I think like 62 or something is a really bad card. I don't think anyone would ever use this. Why would you ever use that card? So, I mean, eventually, I want to be a usable player, but it's not something that like keeps me up at night or anything like that. I think more of like, it's something that would really motivate me would be just, trying to get my first start for Dynamo under my belt and just establish myself as a key player here. That's my goal. So that's really more what motivates me, not too much FIFA. Although it does bother me a little bit, but not like that.
Yeah, no, that's good, man. But unless these guys have another question they want to add, we're pretty much done with most of the questions. Cristian, you want to add something?
Yeah. I want to ask. I just wanted to ask, what is a day to day for a professional athlete like yourself? Because I think a lot of people grew up thinking of when I'm an athlete, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And you just said, like you like to game and stuff like that. I never thought of, I used to think like, professionals were always working out 24/7, but, kind of give us a little window into your life, I guess, if you could.
Yeah. I mean, it depends really. Are we in season, out of season? How close are we to starting the season? For example, whenever I was in Charlotte, and to be completely honest with you guys, it's something that I'm still figuring out myself, being a young pro. Kind of like what I want to establish as my routine. But what I have right now is kind of like when I was in Charlotte, it feels just a regular training day. Started the week not too close to the game. Then I wake up, eat breakfast. That's a must, and then go to training. After training and after I shower and all that, come back. And it was nice when my mom would come over because she'd cook for me, and there's nothing better than home cooked meals from your mom. So I would eat, and then usually I was pretty tired, after training and stuff. I'd take a nap, just like an hour or so, and then wake up, and then you have some time to game, and you have the rest of the day basically to kind of do whatever you want to do. And sometimes it'll be game for an hour or two, and then other times it would be game for like an hour, and then okay, like maybe I'm gonna go for a little jog. I feel like I need to get my loosen up my muscles a little bit, or go to the gym. Nothing crazy. It'll just be like some correctives or some extra stretching and stuff. And then like now when I'm in the off season, we're able to, use the facilities. So I'll go there in the morning, and then after I come back, same thing, eat, take a nap, and then maybe I'll game for an hour. Sometimes, I don't at all. And then in the afternoon, I'll go again, and then I'll go, train with my brother, or I'll go, run something a little harder. Still trying to stay fresh for those, hard gym sessions or hard little trainings in the morning. But you can go a little harder and I guess, do a little more now that we're out of season, trying to prepare for the preseason.
I saw one last one for me. So I saw that you, Darwin, and I can't remember. I think there was another person, but y'all were playing a little tournament in the Toros place. How good was that team?
Sorry?
How good was that team? Were y'all like never losing or what?
Oh, no, they're just little games, like with friends and stuff. And it does get a little competitive. You don't want to lose to your buddies, but, it's all friendly in that. So the level's good though. It's good enough to really, get a sweat and have fun.
But yeah, because I've been there before, just to watch. Because honestly, that like you said, the level is good. But when I saw, I was like you, Darwin, and I was like, man, this team is not to play with.
Yeah, it really just to get a little bit of extra cardio and some touches. You don't want to get too rusty, during the off season. So that's what it mainly is for.
Yeah, so I just have one last question here. So I guess the season's going to be starting soon. For those fans to get a little bit of insight on you. So your position is attacking mid, center mid, but under Tab, he put you out in the wing a couple of times here and there. We have Darwin that he's done a pretty good job there. I'm sure somebody that can teach you a lot and you can learn a lot from him. But what do you feel comfortable with? What position do you want to be playing? Or, and I'm sure that's going to come up when you speak to Paulo and see how that's going. But what's your main thing that you want to do this season? What position, sorry?
Yeah, so something that I've really tried to, to get after in my, career ever since I was kind of younger was to versatile as possible and to, be able to play and understand the different kind of roles, different positions. And I think I've, done a pretty good job of that. Where I feel most comfortable would definitely be anywhere in the middle. And then playing on the wing too, I can play on the wing. But to answer your question, definitely, I feel most comfortable in the middle.
Hey, and we kind of need that. So, we'll be looking forward to that. So,
Sure.
Paulo, if you're listening to it, your boy, you got your attacking center mid right there. So,
Hey, I just want to add, I'm going to go ahead and close this out, but I do want to add, Marcelo, you look like a very intimidating young man, but you're really chill, man. Like we do obviously follow you on social media because we have to follow the team to kind of keep up, and I just want to throw out, man, whenever you guys dressed up for Halloween, I was having like a blast, just like seeing all you guys in Charlotte dressed up. But hey, last words, anything you want to tell the Houston Dynamo fans as we get close to starting this new season?
I would say that, all the players are just as optimistic as I hope you guys are. And, we're working very hard and we're really trying to turn the pages of the last two seasons and make up for it. So be ready for a good season.
Perfect. And, again, Marcelo, thank you so much for joining us today, man. We wish you nothing but the best this season. We're fans and we're there in the ups and downs. So for sure, Dynamo Theory will be there to follow you and all the other guys. So, hopefully we can have you later in the year if that's something you can do for us. Maybe mid-season or later, we can kind of talk about the progress, with hopefully your first full year with the team, So, hey, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure. It really is a pleasure, and I appreciate you guys. And absolutely, I'd love to, get together again and do this. But I do have one question. What's so intimidating about me?
Because you're a 20-year-old, right? Obviously, like a young guy, but you just have that Man, do you say like a mean mug face, kind of? Yeah, like
That's the first time I've ever heard anyone say that.
yeah. But see,
I think he's low key trying to call you ugly, but
That's the
what
vibe
he
I'm
said.
getting. I don't like
I don't know. But hey, man, thank you so much for hanging out with us.